is Laura Ortoneda. I am currently studying third of bilingual primary education. I have been almost 3 months in Edinburgh as a trainee in a Montessori school. Nature, cold weather, green colors, history, people, children, and beautiful landscapes are most of the things I will remember from the city. The experience has been great, and discovering this place has let me find a way to face this project. Every day I was surrounded by green places, and seeing how in the school children enjoyed so much being there had made me realize that it would be great to investigate how green places benefit children in Edinburgh. The objectives of my project are: firstly, to know the opinion of the children about the green areas of the city in order to know their knowledge, interests, and thoughts about it. Then, to know how the topic of nature is worked in schools in order to check if it could be improved or not. Then, to study in which ways the topic of nature can be developed for the most at home, at school, or in other contexts in order to get more pedagogical benefits of it. And finally, to meet the culture, historical facts, and its natural heritage in order to take into account the different learning opportunities that could benefit the children. Edinburgh is a green, calm, and a safe city, and with lots of people at once. Earlier this year, an investigation was conducted in the British newspaper The Guardian about the top 10 greenest cities in the United Kingdom. Surprisingly, Edinburgh was ranked first in the satellite view. Leslie Hines, the Public Transport and Environment Coordinator of the Edinburgh City Council, said, "We are delighted to be the greenest city in the United Kingdom. We take care of the green places here in Edinburgh, and we are proud to have more than 130 accessible public parks and natural heritage sites." Knowing which benefits get the children from it was my big interest. For this reason, I did interviews to the students of the school and a questionnaire to a teacher as well. Moreover, it was useful for me to do some explorations and a historical research about the city. This helped me to reach data and answer my main questions. Regarding to the green places in the interviews to the students, I wanted to know which ones the children knew. As I observed that there are lots of important green places near them, I thought that they would say lots of famous parks. However, actually 6 of them did not know which important places to tell me. 5 students said that a good place would be the gardens from people's houses. 4 of them stated that their playground is an important green place for them. I could see that the green places that are closer to them are their most important ones. However, the older students had more knowledge of different green sides of Edinburgh, so the 60% of the students knew more than one important green place. 5% of the students in each knew some important green places of the city. These were the meadows, originally contained loch. Royalty used it, and public access was in the 19th century. The Royal Botanic Garden, the current one, was created in 1820. There are lots of plants from all over the world. It offers visits to schools. The zoo, it was created in 1909. In 1913 was available to public access. There is a diverse tree collections and about 120 species. Holyrood Park, or also said Queen's and King's Park. It has 260 hectares. in the 12th century was used as the royal hunting area and in 1541 became a public park. Princess Street Gardens. Originally it was a lock. In 1820 was drained to be a fantastic place to leisure. There is a link between the material and the immaterial heritage. It is nature, and what characterizes it. Nature makes children feel emotions, especially these ones.
Happy.
Happy. Calm. Good.
Happy. Quite relaxed.
Cool, amazing. Excited and cool.
I feel a bit like happy.
Very excited.
I feel like everything's made of grass. Well, guess what? Sometimes when I'm on my own and I'm playing myself, I feel like I don't feel very happy when I'm lonely. So I like to be with someone.
Psychologically, there are some studies that state that growing up in natural environments help children to improve their cognitive abilities, such as memory. Moreover, it fosters the physical activity in the way it reduces cardiovascular problems. Also, it develops social relationships, such as the value of share and friendships, and it decreases stress. Nature influences in all of this in the way that reduces pollution. Even that the city is green, it was easy for me to see that lots of houses were tinted dark. This is because the city suffered badly during hundreds of years from smoke until the Clean Air Act, which prohibited coal burning. Moreover, some parts of the city are built from Benny sandstone, which it is oily and attracts dirt quickly. All in all, keeping in mind that Edinburgh was highly contaminated once and that it is the greenest city of the United Kingdom, I wanted to check how polluted it is now. Results showed in the Scottish Government Air Quality website that the city has the lowest grades of pollution. For this reason, Edinburgh has a good quality of air and children can benefit from that. As nature helps children to establish social relationships and values, I wanted to investigate with who they go to green places and with who they would like to go. In this way, I can see if friendships are emerged or not. Results from the interviews showed that in the first graph, there is a strong desire to share moments separately with friends and with family. However, going with friends is the one that has more percentage. The second graph shows that mostly this time is shared with family and not with friends. That made me realize that friendships would be established maybe in a familiar environment and that what I thought was different from what really happens. Apart from knowing with who they spend time in green places, involving the immaterial heritage and keeping in mind that nature improves memory, I also wanted to know which feelings makes the green color to children in order to know how rooted they have the green places in them. With this, I compared what they first think when they hear the word green with children from Vic, Catalonia, who are not used in seeing their environment. The results showed that there is not much difference in associating the green color to nature, because the 80% of the students in Vic used words such as trees, plants, and grass, and the 85% of the students of Edinburgh had used words such as trees and grass. Involving the education, I was curious in knowing how in the Montessori methodology the topic of nature was addressed, so I did a questionnaire to a teacher. When I asked her how the school takes benefit of the green areas that surrounds it, she said that the school uses the paddock for outdoor time every day and a local nature reserve, which is Hermitage Braid. Moreover, once a week there is nature school, which there are outdoor activities. In fact, there is a specific Montessori work looking at botany and zoology, and going out into the environment is mentioned in many Montessori texts. The teacher also said that in order to visit green areas of the city, the children would have to request for choosing a place and then organize it. In this way, they would follow the areas of interest. All in all, during the realization of this research project, I have discovered new things about the city. Looking back at the objectives of the project, firstly, I can say that children from the school have not got much knowledge of the important green places. This is because most of them come from other places, and even that at home there is not much transmission. In school, they work on their interests and they discover lots of things. Secondly, the topic of nature is really well worked in the school, as the Montessori methodology gives a lot of input. Thirdly, I have seen in the interviews that children spend most of the time outside with their family, which is their preferred way to spend time in nature. Finally, the green areas of the city have a lot of history behind, due to the fact that most of them were used for the royalty. This is a good opportunity to let the children know the past of the city and some culture as well. What I can conclude with this is that children have lots of benefits from the green areas, and even that they do not notice it. I could see how different their environment is from the one I am used to, and how beneficial it is to live in a city like Edinburgh.